Hey everyone, and yep, Lost Belt 3 is finally here. 3 Lost Belts in 1 year, so that means next year we should definitely be getting, at least trying to slowly catch up to JP. Cause I could just, the ones I'm looking forward to is Lost Belt 4 and 5, but yep, and they should be getting something story related soon, because man, they haven't had one. It's been a long time since Lost Belt 5.2, which was like, I think almost half. It's been a while, but yeah. Into the Storm. And I have heard that this is like 3 is really, really hard, since it I guess there's a lot of debuffs and I guess some Mystic Code Seals if I remember right. So this should be interesting. I don't know if it's like it's a gradual, like it's really hard, or like it starts out like hard but then gets harder along the way, or if it's like it's hardest in the beginning and then gets easier towards the end. But emerging from the long distance zero cell now. Whoa, we've nailed the positioning. I can see the supercell surrounding the Lost Belt 1,000 meters straight ahead. Phone noises. Impressive, even if the precision is a little I hate how we I like how the old transitioning, but oh well. Impressive. Even if this precision is only possible when embarking from the Wandering Sea, it is quite something to behold. What's more, Miss Sions tells me that we can expect this level of precision anywhere except for the North and South Poles. Unfortunately, we may have been a little too precise. At this distance, our only choice is to head straight into the storm wall immediately. Mr. Godolph, how are you? Oh, my word! It would seem his fear of the poison has more or less overwhelmed him. He will not be much use for the time being. Yep, it's got that poison debuff. That's gonna turn my fan off a little bit. Okay, that should be a little bit quieter. How about you, Mr. Christian? How are you in this next phase? Yeah, pretty much, a little bit. Good. Miss Young was kind enough to make some significant improvements to a mystic code. Can't use it though. It should be good to deal. It should be a good deal more useful than keeping both of you alive and aiding your performance as a master. I'll expect more once we arrive in the Lost Belt, but Miss Curiolite, is something the matter? Oh, no, it's nothing. I'm good to go as well. I did feel the same warmth during the last zero cell I did in Scandinavia, but... Okay, guys, that's enough. Ready or not, we're embarking on another zero sale. We do not want to burn the border's fuel already unless we really have to, so I'm going to take advantage of the inertia we got by launching into the Wandering Sea. We'll be emerging inside the Lost Belt without any... Oh, well, what's this now? Good news, Gordy. It looks like Kiyona's inside the Chinese Lost Belt, too. Oh.
She is? Are you sure about that, Da Vinci?
Yep, I've got a pretty solid example of her data yesterday. There's no mistaking it. Now you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Not only will this be greatly improve our odds of emerging from void space, we can also ask her about the antidote once we capture her. Oh. Anywhere, set the anchor point from hypothetical living human to Kyonasekaya, or Evil Casco. Let's see. Got it, but man, if I didn't already have my hands full driving this thing, damn it, just when I could have used the old man's help. I'm sure she does. And I have been kind of already spoiled of what happens with this little sob plot point already, but oh well. Very well then, in light of the new information, I believe a new course of action is in order. We should cancel our search for... the fuck? Jian Shui Ming Mai in favor of capturing Konyasekaya. That would be much surer way of neutralizing the poison Gordolph and Christian consumed, and if it would be only one less threat to our future endeavors. As for the Crypta and the Tree of Emptiness, our goal would be to remain unchanged. We finally restrain the former and cut down the latter. Would that be acceptable to you, Director?
Yes, of course. Now, that sounds great, indeed. No time to be trembling in fright. No more, Mr. Nice Guy, Tomomovich, Konyasekaya.
I really do want to see more of the Tomo 9, especially a brand new one. I want to see the short-haired one. That's the one I really want to see.
The next time we meet, I'll sure to make you pay for. I'll see you pay for everything you've done.
Phil! Hey now, don't get ahead of yourselves, Gordy. We still have to capture first, remember? And even if we succeed in that, it would amount to anything if we can't make her tell us where to find or how to make the antidote. Oh, Nessa. Oh, she's already here. Understood. I will hold back. However, I will not show her mercy. We should, at least, berate her right after capturing her. It is best if we beat this villain so that she can never again stand up or engage in any evil schemes. Why is she talking like this? Because it sounds really robotic. China is my home, Lostbelt or not. Its air and land should remain the same. As such, I should have no trouble defeating this demon. Thank you, Nessa. It's great to have your help.
Alright, now that we're only 400 meters away from the storm wall, do it, Da Vinci.
Expanding logic formula on shadow bordered external armor, removing existence verification for reality space. Future prediction, hypothetical proven mirror world, plane in 20 seconds. Relaxing time-space friction decompression by 0.4 seconds. All systems are green, void space, sea observation remains locked at previous results. Shadow border, unteeth from reality, void space dive, zero sail, unfurl once again.
Activate the teleporter.
The Synchronized Intelligent Asian Sin, the Crimson Beauty Under the Moon. Ranked E, because I guess, because it's close to modern times? Or because I guess it wouldn't have that much of an impact. Of course, we could have avoided this, but of course from the poison we have to go through all of it. Oh damn. Oh. I can only... Oh dang. Well, this is gonna be a little hard. Okay, no. Yeah, better play it safe. Alright, let's get into it. Third Lostbelt. Unfortunately, I won't be rolling on any of these banners this time because of how, I just have no more quartz since I basically rolled an Enkidu, didn't get nothing, well, something, but not him, not them. Rolled on Musashi, only got Torture Lolly, so, oh well. So I'm just gonna have to save up until next time, of course. You say you thought you had a dream? There might have been some kind of sign? And that absurd reasoning has you drinking poison from a chalice? So you think it's foolish too, huh? My wife said the same thing. His Imperial Majesty himself gave me this poison. All I need to do is drain it in a single gulp, and I will displease him no more. I have slain too many for one in my position. You might say I've outlived my usefulness. I won't understand. None of this would have happened if you were not for how petty the Emperor is. How could you be so willing to lay down your life for a man like that? You may not see any sense of it, but it is simply what it is to me to be a warrior. Once I heard you were going to die, I had to come and ask. Say the word, and I will see everyone who toyed with your destiny, who forces shallow loyalty upon you, drown in a sea of their own blood. I'm honored you're so angry on my behalf. It's more than I deserve, and I'm willing to admit I do have my share of regrets. At this point, I've truly come to believe this is the fitting end to the life of Gao Shanggong. Oh, it's the saber. I don't understand. The way you walk life and death makes no sense whatsoever. But then I suppose I could never understand as death is a concept that has never had meaning to me. Oh, is this, what what's her name? Akuta and, I guess her, servant Saber. That's true, isn't it? Perhaps, if anything, I should be the one begging for you for forgiveness. After all, the peace I will obtain in death will be forever beyond your reach. Perhaps I'm jealous of your death and all that brilliance of your life leading to it. You are too kind. I assure you, I know more of death's secrets than you do. Ever should I learn them now, they will soon be lost to darkness. Do you have any last wishes? Good question. If I should wish for anything beyond my own death, it would be to see you... oh my god. It would be to someday see you again. I suppose such a wish must sound completely absurd. Not necessarily. I've seen the likes of you shatter more daunting barriers. I have seen them tame lightning, cure plagues, and even change the course of rivers. I cannot say how long it will take, but eventually the day may come when these bounds of mortal lives learn to reach beyond even death. Should such a day come to pass, even I am lucky enough to be there to see it, I shall recall your final wish. Huh. You don't know how happy I am to hear that. In all my 33 years of life, I've never treasured you more than your presence. We've seen this like 3 times now. Reality space anchored retrieved. Reality verification complete. Proper human history resemblance A. Lostbelt depth E. Establishing shadow border existence within Lostbelt. 0 cell return successful. I'm glad we have had another emergency that went through so smoothly. How you feeling, Senpai? I know the poison isn't causing you any pain right now, but I also heard you're not feeling entirely yourself. I'm fine, just a little short of breath is all. Honestly, I'm kind of feeling that right now, dealing with, I've had an intense work week, so having to deal with a lot of people around me and shit, it's like, ugh, now I have even more of a chance to catching that stupid thing, so, it's like I feel kind of weird right now, but it's not bad. I think I just drank water or something that was kind of bad. A bad cup, I mean. What are you saying? So cold systems are the worst of it for you, are they? Must be nice. I'll have you know that I used to have asthma when I was a young lad. But after I read the memoirs of the great bodybuilder, actor, and politician who once suffered the same disease, I followed his example and overcame it with rigorous training. Though sadly I haven't his muscles to show for it. My point is, young man, is that all you need is gumption. There is no time to let your fears get the better of you. I must say, that is certainly encouraging to see our commander so energetic despite his poisoning. Yep, we still got plenty of time to find a cure, and Gordy's mage, so he's pretty well accustomed to dire threats like this. Now, let's see where things looking outside. Foe? 18 degrees Celsius, 33%, 30% humidity, gentle breeze, no unusual magical energy readings. I'm looking at the window right now, and it looks like there's a field. I gotta say, I'm almost creeped out by how normal it is to see how compared to other 2 Lost Belts. Not quite sure what to make of it. Are there any hostiles outside? Not according to our instruments. Though it looks like it's safe. Why don't we all go and see for ourselves? Ugh. Oh, crap. Is this really the Chinese Lost Belt? Foe. Latitude and longitude don't lie. We're standing right on 3340 north on 11050 east. In proper human history, this would be Shinya, a major city within a population of 3.4 billion people. Well, this is certainly not a city, but it looks more like an untamed wilderness either. Perhaps it is a wheat village or the like. Admittedly, it would be an extraordinarily large one. I recognize the smell in the air. This is my homeland. And yet, I have no memory of this strange landscape. How confusing and depressing. It seems I am useless as a guide for you, after all. Hey, don't worry about it. All bets are off when it comes to Lostbelts. Besides, we have a much bigger role to play with you just being a guide. For the moment, I picked up a lane line only a kilometer away from here. Between that and how surprisingly safe the area looks to be, I'd say we're off to a pretty good start. Now what do you say we take the shadow border over to the lane line and set up a summoning circle? Got it. I'll go warm up the engine now. You can never be too prepared in the combat in these Lostbelts. Okay, the lane line's right here, right around that well. Go ahead and park it here. It certainly does seem like a dangerous area, but something feels off. True, if anything is too peaceful. And considering how expansive this farmland is, weird that we haven't seen a single piece of agricultural machinery. The buildings here seem a little crude too. Yeah, I've never seen anything like it before. I guess you could say they kind of look like a collective housing. Like an apartment complex. That's right, though I'm not sure building is the right word for such a structure. All that ground they've leveled and they're still living in holes? It looks like something out of a stone age. Maybe civilization never really developed in this world? Or there's some people heading this way. Shall we go try talking to them? Yes, but do be careful. I doubt they pose any threat to us, but we can't afford to be seen as a threat either. Right. What the? Who the hell are these people? And what are they doing in our field? Look at the weird clothes. Do you think they might be foreigners?
Baka gaijins. Damn gaijins.
So sorry, we do not speak.
Foreigners? Here? Does that mean they came from the strange storm then? Hurry up and call the supervisor. Maybe he'll know what to do.
Don't run! Ah, we blew it already.
Phew, foe.
At least the translator seems to be working fine. According to our linguistic analysis, they're speaking Middle Japanese. No, Middle Chinese, a language that predates the Song Dynasty. Conversation is a good starting point. However, we have frightened them. This pattern is not good.
Hey, did you really see foreigners?
Yeah, they're right over here. See for yourself, Supervisor. They just popped up in my field out of nowhere. Ah, they're riding around in that weird box. They have really strange clothes. I think they've got weapons too. Oh crap, I don't like where this is going. Come on, help us out here before things turn violent. Tell them this is all just a big misunderstanding. If Holmes tries to explain, he'll just make things worse.
What's wrong with my explanations? We mean you no harm. Take us to your leader.
Ah, he talked.
If you don't mean any harm, then why did you show up in the middle of a field just like that? Go on, Supervisor, get rid of them for us before they ruin any more wheat.
You got it. They've all taken up weapons. What should we do? Phone noises. It seems that their rather bare-boned lifestyle has not lent itself to open minds. I'm afraid that we'll need to pacify them before we begin negotiations. Isn't that really the time to detach analysis, Holmes? Can't you use charm around them or something? Gordy's the only one of us who can use charm spells. And he says he can, anyway. And even if he tells the truth, we can still comfortably hold up inside the border right now. It'd be best for us to summon a servant who is powerful enough in innate charm skills, but it would require access to the ley line, which we don't have yet. It would seem we cannot avoid this battle. Fortunately, our opponent seems to be willing to listen once they get this out of their system. While this would be an ideal situation for my Baritsu, I'm afraid I'll have to sit this one out. Alright, you haven't fully recovered yet. Guess we have no choice then. Mash, Nessa, go right ahead and fight them if that's what they want, but just make sure not to harm any of them. Understood. I also would like to avoid excessive force. I will be careful. Yes, we'll do as great gentlemen do and in the true spirit of Baritsu. Okay, now I understand. Alright, because I thought, oh god, this is going to be one of those hard clutch moments, but no, it's going to be so easy. That's why we're not allowed to use, really, One turn. Oh, I get it. Okay, so I did see that. Like, you can use your Mystic Codes. It just takes a long time to use them. So in the beginning we have to wait one turn to use them, and then I think at the very end of Lostbelt it takes like forever to use them because of the damn poison. Okay, so nope, that's not what I want to do. Damn it. That's not what I wanted to do. Ah, that was easy. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna have to manually record all of this instead of live streaming it. I would like to live stream all of this just to make it easier, but I can't crash. Or no, this thing will still probably crash, so I'm just gonna have to do it like this for now. At least until I can get more RAM, because I heard that's what I have to do. I see. So you got into a fight almost instantly you left the border? Yes, I'm afraid we ended up in a standoff with the locals. At least we got them to back down for now. All thanks to you and Nessa's efforts not to harm them. They do appear to understand our intentions are not violent now. They're currently monitoring us what I suppose is considered a safe distance. It seems that they have their own responsibilities to attend to. Sorry. Correct. No signs of reinforcements. We are safe for the moment. I see. So you managed to avoid provoking them. I'm relieved to hear that they are sharp enough to realize we're not only lost travelers trying to get our bearings. Although, what about the servants? You said we can summon more once we get to the ley line, right? Da Vinci's outside preparing a summoning circle right now. I think she's run into some kind of trouble, though. Hey guys, I'm setting everything up right now. Just give me a minute to work out the kinks. Sure, I ran into a little trouble, but don't worry. It's the kind I'm used to. Hey, Da Vinci, are you sure this is okay to hook this weird machine up to match the shield? It looks super shady. In fact, it doesn't even look like it was made on Earth. Alright, that's the booster Shion lent me. Get this, a single one lets you manifest a spirit origin equivalent to 3 servants. She called it a whatchamacallit cell. Fortunately, they burnt out after seeing those, so we're gonna have to be stingy with Christian and Gordy's lives at stake. Alright, now that you have to stand by in base state. As soon as we get the response from the servant's side, I'll get a kick to it in an excited state so we can start the summoning. Here we go. Now it's just a matter of time. As long as the servants have some connection to you, Christian, I'm sure that they'll have this answer the summon, Lostbelt or not.
I see. Well done, technical advisor. In that case, you can start by summoning a skilled caster capable of brainwashing these barbarians en masse. This is an emergency and an urgent one at that. We need to make progress post-haste.
Foo-foo?
Are you right with that course of action? Easy, Gordy. Calm down. Calm down? How can I calm down when I'll be dead in a matter of days? And have you forgotten this concerns you too?
Regardless, the summoning will take time. It'll be in our best interest to negotiate while that proceeds. Sometimes, Mr. Goldoff, there is something to be said for not letting sleeping dogs lie.
Alright then, what are you going to do about these Abigail negotiations?
He's already tried and failed, remember?
Where are we going to find an angel with a smile cherubic enough to win over these barbarians?
What? Oh. Da Vinci?
That's right, we're just poor, helpless travelers who lost our way.
Oh, you poor thing. It must have been so hard.
We didn't mean to ruin your field, I promise. How could you ever forgive us?
Oh, don't worry about it. We can always tilt it again. Oh, what's with my eye? Oh my god. Hell, it's just the kind of... Just getting talked to such a pretty little girl as kind as you makes me want to tilt the field again more than ever.
Oh.
Da Vinci really is a force to be reckoned with, isn't she? She's not technically lying, but she's not technically being truthful either. She's a demon with the face of an angel.
Look at all those men falling over themselves. That outsider's got him twisted around her little finger. How could they possibly trust any of those foreigners after they had beaten and gave the poor supervisors?
Aha! Sensing an opportunity. And Playboy Holmes commences. I do beg your pardon about this, madam. Please allow me to apologize for trampling over your fields as well. I only hope you can believe me when I say that we truly do not want any more than to resolve this matter peacefully. Unfortunately, the truth is we have lost our way, and we are uncertain as to where we are. I'm so terribly sorry to impose, but could you please tell us about this place? You are our only hope.
We are? Gee, well then I suppose we can, ought to step up. True. I mean, if this man is handsome needs our help, the least we can do is hear him out, right? Oh.
Well, Holmes has his looks, if nothing else. Agreed. I do not know why we fought earlier.
Well, the important thing is that we reached a peaceful resolution.
Looks like they're all just scared more than malicious, so they're good. They seem to be good people at heart. By the way, Da Vinci, what was the trouble you ran into with the spirit origin graph earlier?
An excellent question, Holmes.
That's a new expression.
Glad to see you're paying attention to the important bits.
What? I thought you already resolved the issue with your summoning servants?
Less resolved and more work around. I still don't know what the problem really was. This Lostbelt's nothing like either Russia or Scandinavia.
That can be said for every Lostbelt. I tried using the ley line here to connect this Lostbelt to Throne of Heroes. Oh, so each Lostbelt has a different Throne of Heroes, which I guess makes sense, allowing you to summon the exclusive servants to them, or even...
But I didn't get any response.
None whatsoever.
There was nothing wrong with the equipment, so whatever the problem is, it has something to do with this world. Granted, the odds were always low with the heroic spirit from this Lostbelt was going to be eager to help us, so I wasn't counting on that. But it's still odd that there's no answer at all, right, Holmes?
Indeed.
I just dropped the idea and switched back to trying summoning from the Chaldea spirit origin graph. Now we're just gonna have to wait for heroic spirit to respond to our call. In fishing terms, we baited our hook and cast our line. All for us is to wait and be patient. So what could be going on?
I have no idea.
No, honestly, even though my genius once again carried the day, I really don't know what happened there.
Phone noises.
What I don't know is that the connection to the Throne of Heroes is just that, a connection. And it doesn't exist in the Lostbelt's ley line. It could also be that our definition of what heroic spirit is doesn't match this Lostbelt's definition of heroic spirit.
What exactly do you mean by that?
This is a fascinating phenomenon, one that no doubt could get to the heart of the Lostbelt's true nature.
But right now we have nothing more than speculation. We'll need to collect more evidence before we can begin drawing any conclusions.
Oh, that sounds to me like you already have a pretty good idea what's going on, Holmes.
I do have a hypothesis, but a good detective only shares their deductions once they've supported by clear and undeniable evidence. Dang. Oh well. Once again, I guess once we get to that ley line, we can't do anything else. The air is so clean here.
It is, isn't it? It feels like forever since I was able to breathe this easily. Since the other Lostbelts, the border was the only safe place we can go. Oh, I almost forgot we have the Chaldea base now, too. Anyway, being surrounded by natural landscape like this really feels like... Huh? What's that in the sky above us, Senpai? Looks like some kind of streak? Wait, the one right there? Oh wait, the one. Huh. Da Vinci still had them all practically enthralled. Let's see. So hey, what's the name of this era? Era? What's that? Oh, I was mostly just wondering what year it was. Well, I'm turning 22 this year. We all start working when we turn 5, and I planted those fields 17 times now, so that adds up, right? Thanks. I was thinking more the lines of the calendar, though. It's time to plant the seeds and harvest the last crops, of course. You can tell by the moon, yes? Let's try this then. Who's the foremost leader of this world right now? Why, that'd be our most glorious and majestic heavenly emperor, of course. And what was this emperor's name? Name? Why, most glorious and majestic heavenly emperor, of course? You might as well ask me what the sun and moon are called. Name's right there. Well, where will we find this emperor then? In the capital. Where else? And where's that? They say it's that way off in that direction. Have you ever been there? Me? Why would I ever go there? We only worship from afar with gratitude. None of us would exist without His Glorious Majesty, Heavenly Emperor's blessing, after all. Huh? Senpai, do you smell that?
What are you talking about, Eau de Cologne? Oh, wait. Are you talking about my Eau Cologne? It's actually Axe. Let's see. I did switch to my more wild American brand after we got here.
No, I didn't mean that. It says if a human's meant more beastly? His presence, no mistake, bloodthirsty creatures are headed this way.
Eep, what is that thing? There's another one over there.
What is that? Those are Chris Chats that we saw in Russia, but what are they doing here?
Oh, it's her, because she's been collecting. Right, she's been collecting all kinds of beasts, and because she's a collector, that's it. We can figure that out later eventually. Right now we need to evacuate the villagers.
System all check. 大丈夫ですから。マスター。バンカーボルトリロード。内熱衝撃板装填します。技能を使用。技能使用。示弾装填します。はい。
Let's try this then.
照準捉えました。照準捉えました。
Oh, I think should. I didn't know those two waves. That I could have did a critical.
内熱衝撃板装填します。示弾装填します。
Oh, well, I think I can do this. It shouldn't be. It's not going to be hard. But let's see, 34 minutes. Okay, I think guess I'll try to go for another hour or so.
Or maybe just an hour, and just so it'd be easier on my computer. Okay, so ooh. They're really going after Nessa, huh? Alright. Well, even still, this should finish him off. Maybe. If I get a crit, at least one. Wow. It's always by the smallest amount, is it? Oh well. It's over.
状況終了。排熱、そして充電に移行しますね、マスター。
Hostile enemies eliminated. That said, those are from the Russian Lostbelt. I can't believe we're seeing creatures from an entirely different Lostbelt here. This is too bizarre to be coincidence. You there? Have you ever seen creatures like this before? No way. I've never seen a monster like that in my life. Me neither. Those things worth seeing until now were the wild boars the supervisor used to chase off. If we'd ever run to these things before, we'd probably be dead now. Don't worry, we'll help you as long as we're here. It's the least we can do to make up for ruining your field, right, Master? Yep. What are you saying? We didn't come here to serve this village's bodyguards. No, Miss Kirlax is correct. Those Krishaks should not be present here. Even if they've made a sudden appearance, we should investigate it. So how are you feeling? I'm alright. Great, your vital signs are looking good too, so your condition's definitely not too serious just yet. We've definitely got to keep a close eye on it, of course, but I don't think we need to worry about it just now. I must say, looking a tad pale, Commander. Are you sure you won't be lying down in the command room? Oh, be quiet. I've had a little heartburn from eating too much cake, that's all. Oh, I know that feeling. Not the cake, but the heartburn. Oh, it's such a bitch. But, I'm in perfectly good health, I'll have you know. If a third-rate Magus can handle this poison well problem, then of course I can too. That aside, we're no closer to getting to our bearings here, even with the local sharing. Our first order of business is to gather as much information as possible, otherwise we'll have no way of knowing where to even begin with. Where to begin? How about we begin with fighting Konya Sakaya, like we originally planned? A fair point. I seriously doubt she came here on a lark. Very well then, we'll have to... How do we track her down? We'll never find her if we merely walk around without a plan, after all. Given that this lost belt, we know there must be a crypta guarding its tree of emptiness somewhere. It's just like in Scandinavia, this belt's tree doesn't seem to be visible. Yes, that concerns me too. The Russian tree was so large that it was visible from hundreds of kilometers away. The fact that we can't see it here means that there must be a disguise, as it was in Scandinavia. And that in turn means that the Lostbelt King understands what it's something best kept hidden. Of course, if they so wished, a fairy or sage could make a mountain disappear with relative ease. I don't know what to imagine going up against something like that, but given everything so far. Indeed, even if we have to capture Konya Sakaya today, we simply cannot leave this Lostbelt behind. As long as it exists, it remains a threat to proper human history. Sooner or later, it will need to face the crypta responsible for it. All the more reason for us to hurry along with our investigation. If you're all being far too generous, agreeing to be this village's bodyguards,
I mean, I can understand how scared those villagers would be if the Kershak were to suddenly attack again, but I assure you, Mr. Godov, this is all part of our investigation. What was that? It's safe to assume that those hostile creatures were from the same type of demonic beast we fought in Russia. To think back when we first learned about them. The Kershaks are demonic beasts that originate from the Russian Lostbelt and possess numerous characteristics that let them survive in the frigid environment. But this Lostbelt is far too warm for such creatures. Oh, now I get it. That's why Master Christian agreed to help. Right, this has everything to do with us. The fact that those creatures showed up in a different Lostbelt can only mean that someone brought them here. Indeed, someone who can come and go in between Lostbelts as they please. Since we can, of course, eliminate ourselves as suspect, there only leaves one possibility. Tomovich Konosekaya. Precisely. A most just interjection, Mr. Christian. Watson would have been proud. But no, Watson is gone. Grr. Finding Konosekaya remains our priority, but at this moment we have far too little information to go on. If anything, the Kershak's appearance is not only real lead so far, we can't afford to overlook it.
Hey, can I just say something? I sent out a surveillance drone towards the capital, and I discovered something interesting.
Oh, was there actually a city way out there?
I tried zooming in on a long-range footage best I could, but it's easier for you to just take a look.
It's a bit... What the hell?
For once,
I am genuinely at a loss for words.
There's so much civilization never before developed here. It's as if they gone... Dang it. It's as if they got the science and engineering know-how to build a metropolis like this. Oh my god, I don't know why I can't read sometimes. If they got the science and engineering know how to build a metropolis... Oh, what the... I'm so sorry. What is wrong with me? Then they've come all way farther technology than we thought. I mean, there's not a single support column holding this thing up, so they've obviously figured out how to make it float. And since it's clearly no giant or air bladder or anything like of the like, I've got to wonder just how the hell are they making something like this heavy float? Perhaps magecraft is used openly here. Either that, or they really have advanced scientifically to the point where they can control gravity. In the latter case, they would have had went ahead in proper human history, at least in terms of technology. Oh, well, I was getting at it. I grabbed some footage of that weird, perfectly straight line in the sky, too. Here's at it at max magnification. What the heck is that thing? Well, for starters, it's about 2,000 kilometers above us, so it's barely in low orbit. By my estimation, it's a little more than 5 kilometers wide. That's not even the best part. It stretches all along the entire observation sky of the Lostbelt. Wow. Then how come we haven't seen anything like that before entering the Lostbelt? If it's 2,000 kilometers up, that's got to be put above the storm clouds, right? That must mean the Lostbelt's border prevents anything from within from being seen, storm or no. Anything built during their history, now how big it is, or big it might be, is impossible to observe from the outside. That's like a two-way mirror. Let's see. Forget measuring size of mass. From the outside, there's no way this thing even to exist at all. Even now that we can observe it, I still have no idea of what it is or what it is for. If the people of this world built it themselves, that raises even more questions. I'll say, how can something that exists in life in this farming village be so primitive? I'll keep flying the drone around in every direction, but I didn't see any other buildings or structures even remotely close to the scope of the capital. East, west, north, south, it was nothing but fields everywhere I looked. Seriously? Man, I can tell from this place is way ahead of proper human history or anything behind or way past it. Whatever it is taking place here, no doubt stems from this world's deviation from proper human history. Da Vinci, I trust you can determine the capital's latitude and longitude from here. What happens when you map it to China, to the China we know?
Is there any record of a capital city dating back to a well-known dynasty here? Oh, you already figured that out. You already figured it out? I just wanted to keep you in suspense a little longer. I can certainly understand the desire for a dramatic reveal for your information. Under the present circumstance, however, I'm afraid we are aligned for you on such inquiries. Please give us the information now. Yeah, you made your point. Based on the distance from our present location, it corresponds to the Xiangyang prefecture. Xiangyang? Isn't that... Indeed, it dates back to the Qin dynasty. Qin? Wasn't that before the Three Kingdoms era, was it? Doesn't that mean it predates Zhan Yu and Liu Bang? Even though he's here. Let's see, that's right. The Qin dynasty was a major empire around 200 BC. It was known for being the dynasty of China's first emperor. It was a country ruled by the great Qin Shi Huang. Speaking of which, so this is Chaldea, your enemy. Yes, but not only are they my sworn enemy, they also command a threat to the safety of your empire, namely heroic spirits. We see. Indeed, we are quite surprised when we first told us about them. You said this master can summon an army of great heroes in the past, correct? You find this difficult to credit indeed. We are certain you would not lie to us, but how could a few mere soldiers ever hope to overturn an eternal reign? We cannot imagine the possibility. You underestimate heroic spirits at your peril. Those whose souls are offered to the counterforce are given great tremendous power to ensure the continuation of humanity. Trust me when I say that a single servant is easily the equivalent to 1,000 ordinary soldiers. So this Alaya you speak of, you said is the total sum of human consciousness? This sounds like pure nonsense to us, but in the manner of things you simply accept in your own world? You make an excellent point, Your Imperial Majesty. My world was more chaotic and less complete than yours. It must have been, if something so preposterous as resurrecting dead heroic spirits to fight in one's place is considered normal. We cannot help but wonder what a world such things were necessary to maintain order we could have lasted. Ah, there she is. But there's another plot point. I must warn you too, Your Imperial Majesty, that the Master of Chaldea is an enemy you can't afford to ignore. Because he even survived my cake. Alright, we had forgotten that you were here from the same world as Lakuta. Kominskia? My name is Konya Sakaya, Your Imperial Majesty. You think you could try to remember it this time? Captain of the God. Oh, there's old man. Watch your tongue when you're speaking to the Emperor, wretch. No matter, these visitors come from a world beyond our domain. Of course their custom eludes them. Or our custom. Thank you, Your Imperial Majesty. I do understand that you might find it rude and presumptuous of me to warn you, one so omnipotent as you. But the fact is, Chaldea has already brought several strange creatures with them that threaten your people's safety. Oh, you asshole, you're blaming us. This poses quite a problem for your quarantine as well. Surely you don't want them to get away with this. Please, Your Imperial Majesty, if we merely wait for them to reveal their true barbaric nature, it'll be too late. If it is so important to you, then why don't you have not something done about it yourselves? You command these servants' puppets as well, do you not? Yes, I do, but if you would forgive me for disturbing your eternal paradise, I can summon one right now. Very well. Show us exactly what these warriors from another world are capable of. Yes, Your Imperial Majesty. This Emperor is so much more laid back than I thought. I expected a little more eagerness to take down the threats to their empire. I had hoped for the same, but nothing ever seems to go as planned with the Emperor. But, oh well, this isn't going to change. Well, sorry you had to end up doing all the work in consequence. I hope it won't take you too long to finish them off. Is that all you have to say for yourself after all the trouble you caused? Eek, so please don't glare at me like that, Akuta. You're gonna make me cry.
We're on the same side in all of this. Besides, isn't the Master of Chaldea every crypter's sworn enemy? Of course. You could have lured him in any of the other territories, and any one of them would have made sure to finish him off. I would go so far to say that any one of them would be better pick for this kind of work than me. So why did you have to bring... She looks familiar. No, I was just looking at her art. I was thinking, have I seen that artist before? I want to say in Steins Gate, but no, I'm probably thinking too much. So why do you have to bring them? So why do you have to bring them to China? They're only here because they were following you, right? Thank you so much for that. Aw, don't be so hard on yourself, Akuta. I really thought you would have been a best fit for the job, seeing how you're so good at defense and all. You see, I actually tried to assassinate him as a favor to Beryl, but I'm afraid things didn't go exactly as planned. See, the poison I used is called... oh my god. Jiang Shuing Ming Mai, and... Well, I don't suppose you already know what it is, do you? You are unbelievable. Hey, so you do know about it. You're one smart cookie, aren't you? In that case, you can see where this is going, right? Including what they'll try to do to find an antidote. Konosakaya, did you do this on No, I didn't. This time, I only had about 10% of the plan. That's why I wasted no time coming to warn you, Akuta. I wanted to take responsibility, see? I mean, Chaldea's got the world's greatest inventor and the greatest detective on their side now, right? I knew it wouldn't take them long at all to figure out where the poison came from. So I thought instead of wasting time trying to sweep this thing under the rug, it'd be much better to fortify our defenses now. So here I am warning you about the danger, take your responsibility. It's not like you and I are completely strangers, right? So I thought I could help you out with getting rid of Chaldea. Besides, we're both oh my god, misanthropomorphic outcasts. It only makes sense for us to join forces, don't you think? True, that much I know we have in common. But that still doesn't explain why you brought those dangerous pets of yours along. See? Of course I knew. Pets? Perish the thought. They have their dignity, at least as far as wild animals go. So you didn't order them to go around killing people? Of course not. Why would I rob myself the pleasure of torturing and killing humans? No, they're just doing their best to survive and find food for the environment they're not used to. Don't you find that far more endearing than a bunch of defanged livestock like this nation's people? That's not the problem, and you know it. How could you set demonic beasts from another Lostbelt loose here? If the Emperor finds out you're the one who's responsible for them, you will find yourself in real trouble. Oh, that. You might say that's just part of a lifelong project for me. Don't worry, I promise I won't make any trouble for you. You have your own life's work you've devoted yourself to, don't you, Akuta? So I think we'll both be happier if we just stay out of each other's way. Fine. What's done is done. What's done is done, after all. There's no way I'm letting Chaldea mess up my nice, stable Lostbelt. So don't you dare go easy on them, Saber. As you wish, Master. I promise I won't let you down. Huh? Why did you summon him? I can tell he's got a beautiful face underneath that mask, too. No fair, Akuta. How come you're the only one who gets a certified hottie working for her? That's not why he's here. Oh, just shut up already, you damn fox. Oh, right. Now we have the update where we actually get material. That was actually a really nice help. At least it let me upgrade some skills. Okay, what time is it now? Yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and end it here and then just start up a new one immediately. Alright.